more information on something you heard Cindy, Dave, or Lindsay talk about on the show? Then just check out Daytime's website at daytimeonline.tv.
Welcome back to Daytime, everyone. When it comes to wine in the West Coast, many people think of Sonoma County or Napa Valley.
But today we're going to take you to one of California's best-kept secrets for wine growing. Here's Matthew Horband with a look at Santa Lucia Highlands.
Released in...
Cheers! Thanks, guys. We're here today in Santa Lucia Highlands, California, at the Fourth Annual Highlands Fling. That's where over 30 winemakers and grape growers in this area showcase their most recent vintages. We've got winemakers from Paraiso to Belglas showcasing phenomenal wines that are made in this appellation. The scenic backdrop, we're on the home of Hahn Estates, and we're going to talk a lot more about them and the other winemakers in a little bit. Cheers.
I think the first thing that you take away from the Highlands, besides its really natural beauty and its close proximity to Monterey for other attractions, is that it's a really kind of new, unspoiled wine country. Napa and Sonoma are fine and fun, but we don't have, big castles here. We don't have huge rambling waterfalls and things like that. What you have is the actual farmer growing the grapes and making the wine. And often when you walk into a tasting room, it will be the grower or the winemaker pouring the wine for you across the counter.
So I'm sitting here with John Buchanugan of Buchanugan Vineyards and Winery. John, tell me a little bit about what you think Santa Lucia Highlands brings to your wines.
Well, mostly it's the climate that we have and the soil, the terroir they call it. It's probably one of the first, second, third appellations in the United States for Pinot Noirs and Chardonnays. It's all about the clones, and you've tasted them, so you should have a pretty good feel for them.
So a few things to think about when you're visiting and taking part in a big wine tasting. The first thing is, remember, you've got a lot of wineries to visit. Don't be afraid to take a sip, pour out what is left in the glass. Also, don't be ashamed to take a taste, let it work around in your mouth, and then spit it out in the provided buckets. The other thing to think about is don't be afraid to take notes. You're going to taste 30 wines, 40 wines. You're going to want to have notes of who you like the most and what you thought of it. And by the end of the day, if you haven't taken notes, you won't remember what your favorites were from earlier on. So just a few tips to help make your big wine tasting successful. For somebody visiting your winery for the first time, what little special gem are they going to find in the tasting room?
They're gonna find out how exceptionally good these wines are.
And here he is, Matt Horband, the wine guy. Thank you very much. That's a beautiful, beautiful area of the country. Santa Lucia?
Santa Lucia Highlands. It's an appellation that got its name in, or got nominated as an appellation in the 90s.
Where is it in relation to, say, Napa Valley, which most people are familiar with?
It's south of Napa. It's actually south of San Jose.
Okay.
It's in the Monterey County, so it's considered Central Coast. Mm-hmm. And when people think of California wine, they think of Napa and Sonoma immediately. But Monterey and Santa Lucia Highlands in specific offers really good wine.
Okay, now you said at one point they really didn't consider this a very good type of wine.
Exactly. 30 years ago, the grapes were grown mostly for bulk wine production. And it was low quality, high yield. They were just trying to get as many grapes as possible and not really the best juice.
Okay.
And
so they changed their growing patterns?
They changed their growing methods. They really focused on single vineyards, and they really focused on creating a good quality wine from the grapes as opposed to just selling it for the tonnage.
And this I notice is a sparkling wine.
This is a sparkling rosé. Every year, the Santa Lucia Highlands Association does what they call the Highlands Fling, and they get 30 producers together and they showcase their wines. This is from Caraccioli, this is their first vintage, and it's a sparkling rosé. And what they're doing here is they're getting a Chardonnay and Pinot Noir expression. And it's just a great sparkler at a great price.
That's very good. That's a great sparkler. Okay, and what do we have here?
This one is from Buchanugan. And John Buchanugan was a great guy. I interviewed him when I was out there. And this is their Chardonnay. This is their 2008. Mm-hmm. Their 2007 was 96 points rated by some of the wine magazines. And it's family run, father, daughter. And it's just a great wine from Santa Lucia Highland.
And it's a Chardonnay.
It's a Chardonnay. Mm-hmm. It's got real crisp flavors. It's just a beautiful wine from Santa Lucia.
Bokanogan.
Bokanogan.
Very, very good. Well, Matt Horban, thank you very much, the wine guy, for being here today. For more information on Matt, go to our website at daytimeonline.tv.